Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to be talking about CD Projekt and its stock value because people asked me to talk about it. There were some news making rounds yesterday and the day before that, like for example this article from PC Gamer saying this: CD Projekt stock is worth a quarter of what it was before Cyberpunk 2077 released. And for example, if you go to CDPR stock right now or CD Projekt SA, we can see that yes, right now we have a huge decline when it comes to the value of a share in CD Projekt. Like for example, in August 28, 2020, the value of a share was 446 Polish zloty, which can be translated to $93 overall. But now it's 93 zloty, which does mean that the current value, if you translate it to dollars, is around $19 overall. So yes, there was a huge decline basically after Cyberpunk 2077 released, and there's a few factors we can contribute to that, so we're going to analyze and see what we can learn from it. So first off, the levels that they have right now are basically back to the levels of 2018-2017. This was kind of back then when The Witcher 3 was released and the CD Projekt kind of put themselves on the map as a competent developer, because keep in mind, Witcher 1 and 2 were, they sold, but they were not as closely as successful as The Witcher 3, which sold in millions and millions and millions of copies, and it was a phenomenal title. Now, of course, whenever you have that, a background of a game which basically picked up hundreds and hundreds of awards, and you announce something else, the hype is going to go through the roof. And I mean, I was covering Cyberpunk prior to its release with lore, news videos, whatever, and every single day there was something new. The hype for Cyberpunk, the traffic Cyberpunk was actually generating was insane, and we can actually see it right here. As slowly as Cyberpunk development was going forward, so did the price of the stock, along with them announcing Keanu Reeves and all of that. So it basically just elevated everything to new highs. So every single dip you see here, like the big one, is a delay. So a delay here, boom, it went down and it went back up immediately after that. So it all culminated, as I said, on 28th of August 2020 with this value right here. There was a delay again, boom, it goes down, and now it went up again, 4th of December, prior to Cyberpunk 2077 just releasing. Now, of course, when that released, boom, we had this downfall immediately because, well, first off, CD Projekt management was not helping with the announcements they were making for the game, and everything that they were talking about was making that everything is going according to plan. So of course people bought into that. So whenever the game came out and you had all of those problems on last gen consoles and even like next gen consoles and PC, of course things are not going to end well. Especially if you're a company with a reputation of CD Projekt and you release something like that, which is problematic from a technical standpoint, you're not gonna have people really enjoy it. Now at the same time, look, you can't have people enjoy the story and the world and everything if the game is not running well, and that was the problem with it. Now, of course, you had Sony remove the title from the PlayStation Store, so it all basically culminated into different, how would I say, rage, which was everywhere when that happened. So there is no denying that all of that was resulting in this steep decline where basically people said, oh, well, the game is not gonna live up to the expectations. Now, keep in mind, Cyberpunk 2077 made its money back, so they sold enough copies to make the money back and make money in the process itself. Of course, if the game came out without any issues whatsoever, I'm not talking about the game itself and consequences of the choice, I'm just talking about bugs. If the game came out and it was polished, it was running well without any problems, I still think that we would see a decline here just because how overbought this is, because in 2020 and everything else, you had a bunch of companies which were overbought to infinity. So even if that happened, even if Cyberpunk came out, it was good, this, I think, would still receive some sort of a decline overall. And basically, if we look at the financials, like the quarterly financials for March of 2022, we see that they posted revenue of 216.15 million, which is basically 9.37% uptick, with the net income of 68.92 million. Also, net profit margin is 31.88%, which is good because whenever you have this, it means you're making profit and actually turning profit with selling your products, services, whatever. And now with a market cap of 9.40 billion, people are asking, is someone going to buy them out? Well, technically anything is possible. I mean, Adam Kaczynski said that they had some precautionary measures they took to prevent them from hostile takeover, but if someone comes in with money, I mean, that's not going to be a problem because CD Projekt is a publicly traded company, so technically they can have a hostile takeover whenever if someone comes with the actual cash. But at the same time, you have to think about, okay, why would someone buy and acquire CD Projekt? Would that make sense? Would they make money out of it? There's also a few things here you have to think about. So right now I don't see anyone buying out CD Projekt, at least not anytime soon, but in the future anything is pretty much possible. And even with all of the basically refunds and everything, like CD Projekt still made money overall, but even with them making money, turning profit, it will be interesting to see how the future sales are going to result when it comes to, like, for example, the next Witcher game and all of that, because once you have something like this, once you betray people in a sense, everything else you do in the future is going to receive a dose of skepticism, and people are going to say, is this going to be another Cyberpunk? What's gonna be happening with this? Are you actually telling us the truth right now? I mean, all of those things come from people because they were burned once and they do not want to be burned again. So I don't think we're ever going to see this uptick go this fast ever again, just because I think people learned their lesson. But at the same time, it will be interesting to see how that all culminates with the next Witcher game, because, I mean, right, it's not looking good. I mean, besides Cyberpunk 2077, the current economic situation is definitely not helping, so you have all of the stocks going down, so even, you know, CD Projekt 1 is not going to be saved when the economy is bad. It's simple as that. But also when it comes to the lawsuits that basically investors filed against basically CD Projekt over Cyberpunk 2077, there were 4 class action lawsuits, and they were all combined into one lawsuit, which was actually settled later for 1.85 million or something. It wasn't really a huge number overall. But the actual law firm and that was suing CD Projekt argued, and this is their logic basically: Cyberpunk 2077 was virtually unplayable on current generation Xbox or PlayStation systems due to an enormous number of bugs. 2. As a result, Sony would remove Cyberpunk 2077 from PlayStation Store, and Sony, Microsoft and CD Projekt would be forced to offer full refunds for the game. 3. Consequently, CD Projekt would suffer reputational and precautionary harm. And 4. As a result, defendant statements about its business, operation and prospects were materially false and misleading and/or lacked a reasonable basis at all relevant times. When the true details entered the market, the lawsuit claims that investors suffered damage. So basically what they were arguing here is that they were misled. CD Projekt was telling them, yeah, the game is fine, nothing is problematic, everything is going according to plan, and boom, it comes out and nothing was going according to plan. And of course, investors, they can demand a lot, and they're not really beautiful people that you can count on. But at the same time, I do think that the management of CD Projekt should have been more careful with everything they were saying and how they were hyping up the game and how they were managing the development of the game in the first place. And this is a very hard lesson to learn. This is a big lesson. So now we're going to see, did they learn something? And it's definitely not helping them that they're not releasing games on a more frequent basis, because, I mean, overall, it's gonna take time until we see their next AAA big flagship title, which is going to be the next Witcher. So until that happens, I do believe that this is going to stay as is. It might stabilize again, depending again on the economy, but are we ever going to see this? Ooh, that will be interesting to see. I don't think so, but it all depends on their business and what they make in the future. Who knows? So yeah, when people ask me to talk about it, it's true. I mean, they did lose a quarter of their value from Cyberpunk 2077. I think they would lose value nevertheless, because that's a very normal thing you do in investing. You buy the rumor, sell the news and all of that. So I mean, it definitely wouldn't have this decline over here, but it is what it is. We're gonna be seeing what's gonna be happening with this, and hopefully things start looking well for CD Projekt, but no one knows that. you know, what's gonna be happening. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me down below, what do you think about all of this? Just, you know, I'm very interested to hear your opinion on this topic. And also, don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like and subscribe button for more. And as always, huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and bye bye.